Welcome to Earthly Reads, a My Cup of Earth production. Once in a forest, where the trees whispered secrets to each other in the wind, and the creatures danced under the starry sky, there lived a little rabbit named Rosie. Rosie was a curious and adventurous rabbit who loved to explore the forest and discover its many wonders. One day, while hopping through a particularly dense thicket, Rosie stumbled upon a hidden clearing. In the center of the clearing stood an enormous, ancient tree, its trunk twisted and gnarled with age. The tree seemed to hum with a gentle, magical energy, and Rosie felt drawn to it as if by an invisible thread. As she approached the tree, Rosie noticed that its trunk was covered in strange, glowing symbols. The symbols pulsed with a soft, blue light, and Rosie felt an inexplicable sense of peace and tranquility wash over her. She reached out a paw to touch the symbol nearest to her. And as she did, the tree began to glow even brighter. Suddenly, the symbols on the tree's trunk began to rearrange themselves, spelling out a message in shimmering blue letters. Rosie's eyes grew wide as she read the words. Rosie, you have been chosen to receive a special gift. Come back tomorrow at sunrise, and the forest will reveal its greatest secret to you. Rosie was both thrilled and a little scared. She had never received a special gift before, and she wasn't sure what to expect. But she was also curious, and she couldn't wait to find out what the forest had in store for her. The next morning, Rosie returned to the clearing, her heart pounding with excitement. As the sun rose over the treetops, the symbols on the tree's trunk began to glow once more. This time, however, they spelled out a new message. Follow the path of the rising sun, and you will find the source of the forest's magic. Rosie's eyes scanned the clearing, and she spotted a narrow path leading eastward, into the heart of the forest. Without hesitation, she set off along the path, her paws patting softly on the earth. As she walked, the forest grew denser and the trees grew taller. Rosie felt the air grow thick with magic, and she could sense that she was getting close to the source of the forest's power. After a while, the path opened up into a magnificent clearing, filled with towering trees and sparkling fountains. In the center of the clearing stood an enormous, crystal-encrusted tree, its branches reaching up towards the sky like a giant, shimmering crown. Rosie approached the tree, feeling a sense of awe and wonder. As she reached out to touch the crystal, the tree began to glow with a brilliant, rainbow light. Suddenly, a shower of glittering, iridescent petals rained down from the tree's branches, filling the air with a sweet, magical scent. Rosie laughed with joy, feeling as though she had stumbled into a dream world. As she danced through the clearing, the petals swirling around her like a rainbow-colored mist, she realized that she had discovered the source of the forest's magic. But as she turned to leave, Rosie noticed a figure watching her from the shadows. It was an old, wise-looking owl named Oberon, who perched on a branch overlooking the clearing. Rosie, you have been chosen to receive a special gift, Oberon said in a soft, rumbling voice. You have shown courage and curiosity, and you have discovered the source of the forest's magic. Now, you must learn how to use this magic to help others. Rosie's eyes grew wide as she listened to Oberon's words. She had never thought about using magic to help others before, but as she looked around at the forest and its creatures, she knew that she wanted to make a difference. Oberon led Rosie to a secret glade deep in the heart of the forest, where a group of animals were gathered around a glowing, crystal pool. The pool was surrounded by a ring of mushrooms, each one pulsing with a soft, blue light. This is the heart of the forest, Oberon explained. It is the source of all magic in the forest, and it is here that you will learn how to use your newfound powers to help others. Rosie watched in awe as Oberon began to teach her how to harness the magic of the heart of the forest. She learned how to channel the energy into her paws, and how to use it to heal the sick and injured creatures of the forest. As the days passed, Rosie became more confident and skilled in her use of magic. She spent her days exploring the forest, using her powers to help those in need. She healed a wounded fawn, saved a family of field mice from a hungry hawk, and even brought a group of lost butterflies back to their home in the forest. The other animals of the forest began to notice Rosie's incredible abilities, and they looked up to her as a hero. They called her the Forest Guardian, and they begged her to stay in the forest and continue to use her powers to help them. But Rosie knew that she couldn't stay forever. She had a family and friends back in her burrow, and she missed them dearly. So, with a heavy heart, she said goodbye to her new friends and set off on the long journey back home. As she left the forest, Rosie felt a sense of sadness wash over her. She had grown to love the forest and its creatures, and she knew that she would never forget her incredible adventure. But as she looked back at the forest, she saw that the trees were glowing with a soft, blue light. The symbols on the ancient tree's trunk were rearranged, spelling out a new message. Rosie, you have been given a special gift. Use it to help others. And remember that the magic of the forest will always be with you. Rosie smiled, knowing that she would always carry the magic of the forest with her. She returned to her burrow, where she was greeted with open arms by her family and friends. From that day on, Rosie used her powers to help those in need, both in the forest and beyond. She became known as the greatest hero the forest had ever known. And her legend lived on for generations to come. And so, dear children, remember that even the smallest creatures can make a big difference. Always be brave, curious, and kind, and never forget the magic that lives within you. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.